So it is kegging day, and I've already got the keg set up. I've cleaned it, sanitized it, ran the star sand through it, and purged it with CO2. So the keg is ready to go. I've checked our final gravity, and we are pretty close to bang on, very close to bang on. And so now it's just setting up the BREWHA to transfer from the BREWHA into the keg. And we can do this under pressure and without the beer actually touching oxygen. So let me get everything set up, and then we'll transfer. The first thing I'm putting on is this pressure relief valve. That makes sure that if anything happens to the regulator on the CO2 tank, we don't overpressurize the vessel and cause damage to it. So, of course, everything is in star sand in the bucket. So this goes on first. Now I'll take off the blow-off tube. A little bit of star sand on the top. This is CO2 in, and so this goes on the other port. And in this bucket of sanitizer is the hose that'll go from the BREWHA to the keg. And these are all tri-clamp fittings, so very sanitary, very easy to use. I'll just give that a So, 19 liter, 5 US gallon corny keg. The out from the BREWHA goes to the outpost on the keg. And so this outpost, there's a dip tube that goes all the way to the bottom, so the beer will run all the way to the bottom. There won't be as much foaming as if you just put a hose inside. And I will release the top a little bit just so that I can look inside. Eventually, I'll probably get a scale and weigh the keg as it fills. So 1 liter of beer equals 1 kilogram. 19 liters of beer in the keg, 19 kilos is what the net weight of the keg should be when it's full. Right now, I'm just going to have to look inside, but I've purged it with CO2, so everything should be fine. So, take our CO2 canister, attach it to the gas in. I've set up the canister at 2 psi, just enough to give us positive pressure to push it out. Open the valve. Open the valve, and we now have beer going into the corny keg. I don't know if you can see on the outside of the keg, but you can see the line where the beer is filling up, because the beer is cold, and up here it's still warm, and so there's a line that moves up of condensation as the keg fills. And that's because we've got the BREWHA really cold. We cold crashed. We turned the chiller unit all the way down, as cold as we could get it. We cold crashed this for a day before we did this kegging operation. So you can actually watch it fill from the outside. Pretty cool. Keg is full. We will close the top of the corny keg. Turn off the gas. Take the gas off of the BREWHA. Take off the filler post. A little bit of star sand, just in case. And now I'm just going to purge the keg. So, a little bit of CO2 in, a little bit out. Little bit out, little bit out. Just to be sure that this top little bit of space doesn't have any oxygen in it. And that's it. So now I just have to force carbonate the keg. I'll stick that in the fridge, put it under pressure. 5-6 days from now, 7 days from now, we'll have an ESB that's ready to taste and clean out the BREWHA, which really isn't that difficult. So I'll see you back here in about a week for tasting.